Sorry folks, back again. This is number 3. I had checked the battery before I started and it said it was okay. I guess I'm just a little long-winded, but we were talking, or I was talking about when the cops actually take a look at somebody, they're either going to put them in jail or put them in a psychiatric hospital. As I said, if they know right from wrong, they don't have like a get out of jail free pass, so to speak. They truly don't. But obviously, if this is a seriously mentally ill person who's just completely out of it, has no idea what's going on, they surely don't need to be in jail. They truly don't. So, you know, if you want to ever err, so to speak, you know, go in with those folks and give them a break. They really don't need to be in jail. Now, if they knew what they were doing, it's a whole different story. Let's see, what else do I have here? Typically, when you write up your blue form, you'll have a longer write-up if you don't detain, because you have to really justify why you didn't do something. The other thing you're going to run into is who do you street, as you guys say, or they say, or whomever. And here again, it depends on what kind of job you want to do. You know, if you just want to sit there and like detain everybody or have everybody back up in the emergency room or whatever, you know, hey, that's what you're going to do. So that, I don't know what to tell you about that. But if you see someone who has been to the ER 3 times a month for the last 6 months, and every time they say they're going to kill themselves, come on, you know. These typically are also the people who never follow up with anything. If they're using drugs or alcohol or what have you, they never go in afterwards. There's no follow-up or anything else. Of course, I don't know what the situation is, so to speak, over there, as I've been gone for quite a while, but I know when I was there, you know, that basically services are limited and you really don't have a whole lot to offer these people. And they used to actually tell them to line up outside and they'll take the first 6 people to put them through intake. You know, I just can't even believe that a so-called social work kind of agency, a mental health agency, would do that to human beings. So you really, you know, you don't have much to offer them anyway, unless things have really changed a lot. And as I best remember, you couldn't even get any daggone outpatient counseling. And at the time that they had it, I think you had to, like, you know, really jump through the hoops or whatever. And so, whatever. And I said I was going to try not to get into too much of this. This was basically for you new people. As I said, and I'm not being grandiose, it's real simple. If you watch all of this, you will get something. What, I don't know, but I guarantee you, you will get something out of it. But the main thing to keep in mind, and here again, I don't have a white horse, I don't have a white hat, is you need to look at these people and say, if this were my aunt, if this were my brother, if this were my grandmother, or what have you, what would be best for them? What would I want someone to do for them, to help them? And that's what you need to keep in mind. And as I said, no, I don't have a white horse. Now, another thing, and a couple of my pet peeves. I hate it when you guys write down suffering from internal stimuli. What the hell does that mean? Come on. Can't you come up with something better than that? Can't it be as simple like person's hearing voices? Doesn't that make a little more sense? And suicidal ideation, gee whiz. What the hell do you need the ideation for? Why don't you explain what's happening? You know, like the person said they're going to kill themselves, yet they have no plan, blah, 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 blah. Here's what you have to do. Yeah, I'm missing a couple things here. Forgot a couple things. You get to the ER. Oh, Johnny Jones, what happened? Oh, man, I'm going to kill myself. Well, how you try to jump off the bridge? How does someone try to jump off a bridge? I mean, I'm pretty familiar with all the bridges in Norfolk, and it ain't that big of a deal to jump off any of them. So, you know, you need to really quiz these people. I tried to do. What do you mean you tried? You couldn't climb over, or what? Oh, man, police wouldn't let me. Oh, well, how long did you stand there, Mr. Jones, waiting for the police, you know? Oh, and then the other one, well, what happened tonight? Oh, man, I ran out in traffic. Why did you run out in traffic? Oh, man, I'm suicidal. I want to be dead. Well, what happened when you ran out in traffic? Oh, cars were crashing all over the place. Yeah, sure. My normal response to that is I don't particularly want to be dead, and I almost get run over crossing the street. So how is it you go out there and do that? The other thing you might tell them is, Mr. Jones, I truly feel sorry for you that you want to kill yourself. But please, if you must kill yourself, and I don't want you to, and I hope you don't run out into traffic. How do you think the person's going to feel who runs over and kills you, you know, runs over you? And I'm being serious, you know. Now, I'm not saying you should be confrontational per se, but come on, a little bit of reality here. I tried to run out in traffic. Yeah, sure. I don't think I've had any. I don't think I had any while I was in Norfolk, but I used to get them at Virginia Beach. You know, they tried to kill themselves by running their car into something. I had this fellow one time. I said, "Oh, what happened? You know, he's in there. His whole family's there. What happened? Tried to kill myself. I ran my car into a pole." Oh, were you able to drive your car away? Well, yeah. Did you have your seatbelt on? Yeah. Come on. What was it? One of those little sign poles? Yeah. So you need to ask these questions. And I'm not trying to say you should make fun of people, but come on. I mean, how does it help anybody if you go there and play along with this crap of, oh, I tried to run out in traffic? I mean, how's that helping anyone? Okay, well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. This is going to be a lot shorter than the one I did the other night, but let me see if there's anything else. I doubt if there is. Oh, and sometimes you can just ask someone, like Johnny Jones, who says he's going to kill himself and all that kind of stuff. You can just ask him, what do you want? What do you want to see happen? You know, normally they're going to say, oh man, I need inpatient treatment. You can do a lot of good, actually, working with the families of the people who you get called to see. And it's almost a given, if somebody's using crack and living at home, that they've stolen checks from their parents, they've used ATM cards, and I've seen families who've replaced the TV 3 or 4 times in 4 or 5 months, you know, because as soon as they buy a new TV, crackhead takes it out. And you can, and they'll always say, oh, he needs help. Come on. The thing is, yes, it's tragic that people use crack. It's horrible. I mean, I can't even imagine it. But how is this helping the family to keep allowing this person to come back home? They say, well, I just can't kick him out. Well, you sure can kick him out. And you can also say that how much good has this done anyone that, you know, for the past 5 years, you guys are sort of terrorized by this person who's stealing from you, who you can't even have a daggone TV set in your house without the person taking it. How is this helping anybody? Well, what will happen to it? Well, you know, the city will be responsible. They'll provide whatever it is they provide, and that's sort of it. You know, what else can you do? There are a lot of families out there who are actually absolutely terrorized by these people. And not only the drug users and all, but also some of the mentally ill. You know, they live in fear. They have locks on the inside of their doors, you know, so that the people won't come in at night and things like that. You can try and help the families with stuff like that. Oh, well. What the hell? Anyway, if you've gotten this far, I hope you've picked up something, you know, to use. But the main thing is not to be necessarily confrontational, although with some people you should be. It's pretty absurd, you know. I used to say that it's almost like it's choreographed by the person. In other words, the drunk, the crackhead, whatever, you know, who causes all this disturbance and everything. And it's almost like, well, where do you want me to stand? What do you want me to say? You know, what do you want? You know? Now, no, I'm not talking about seriously mentally ill. A lot of people may criticize you and saying, well, what's the difference? Well, I'm not even going to get into that. But I'm talking about these people who are abusing the system. There's so little resources out there, and they expect to be able to show up anytime they want, demand the so-called 3 hots in a cot and all that kind of mess. And ultimately, it's not helping them, you know, to cave in every time. And you do have the, of course, under this new deal where you guys have been pimped out to Norfolk General, and you're new and have no experience, I would imagine at times it's difficult to say to the doctor, I'm not doing anything. You can do what you want with them. Not meeting criteria in any way, shape, or form. You know, I doubt if any of you new people are doing that. But hey, it ain't my problem. I'm just doing this for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm telling myself it's to help you guys, but maybe I just want to hear me run my mouth. I don't know. But this one's been kind of fun. It's most likely not as good as the other one, but that's sort of the way it goes. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. They also make fun of me, or made fun of me, back when I worked. I would run a Mother's Day special. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mother. It doesn't necessarily have to be Mother's Day, although, daggone, ironically, Mother's Day is just over about 30 minutes ago. And what do I mean by that? Well, I remember the first time I did it, I don't remember exactly who the people were because it's been many, many, many years ago, 15 or more years ago. But this mom pleaded with me, you know, help my son, you know, using crack or drugs or something, I don't remember. But, so, did the guy really need to be in a psychiatric hospital or whatever? Nah, not really. But anyway, I ran the Mother's Day special. I said, look, we'll give him a chance. And this is for you, not for him. What have you. Well, that's it, folks. And if you've hung in here and listened to me this long, I truly do hope you learned a little something. And just remember, and the other thing, if you get overwhelmed out there, just, you know, you have a few options. Assuming there's somebody else on the shift who knows something or knows more than you, you can always give them a call and run it by them, you know. Nothing wrong with that. As I said, I did this for about 18 years, and every so often I would be going on a call and I would be thinking, what the hell am I going to do on this one, you know? I knew ultimately I would do something. And I didn't call the office all that much, but I had no problem with calling and saying, hey, here's what's going on. The other thing you can say, whether even in an ER or out with the cops or whatever, you take a look at the situation and you can say to the cops, you know, like take a cop aside, go outside, get away from everything, and say, here's what I'm seeing, and just go over everything you're seeing. Am I missing something? In other words, is there something I'm not seeing here? You typically are going to do this when you're saying, hey, they're telling me all this stuff, they're doing all this stuff, everybody wants this person detained, I'm not seeing anything. So go out with a cop and say, what am I missing? Or take, like if a mom called you about her son or daughter or whatever, you know, take the person outside, take them in another room or something, say, hey, Ms. Jones, you called me out here, here's what you told me, here's what I'm seeing. Am I missing anything? You know? Now the code was changed after Virginia Tech. It used to be that it had to be imminent, someone who is imminently dangerous to themselves or others, you know. And I would always pose the question that the code didn't say what imminent meant, but I used 48 hours, rightly or wrongly. And I would say to them, do you really think this person is going to be dead in 2 days if something isn't done? See what they say, you know? let's see. I guess that's really about it. Sometimes you just need a breather. And you say to the cop, would you excuse me for a minute, Ms. Jones, excuse me for a minute, I'll be right back, I need to make a phone call, whatever. And just get away from everything. Go sit out in a truck and sit there and like go over things and say, what am I, and say to yourself, you know, am I missing something here? Here's what I'm seeing. And oftentimes there's going to be a difference between what the call says when the call comes in and what actually the officer will tell you when you get there and what you actually see. You know, there'll be three different things there. And you just need to try and sort through that stuff. And if you need a breather, there's nothing wrong with that. Just say to the police, hey, I'm going to step outside for a minute. I've got to make a phone call the office, whatever. And just get away from the place, you know, and sit down and just go over everything in your mind. But the bulk of what you're going to be doing is you're going to get called to see if somebody meets the criteria. And just go over the criteria, you know. And I hope you know what the criteria is. So anyway. Well, anyway, folks, that's it. And if you have any comments, whether you like this mess or not, or whether you think it helped or not, or whether you think I know anything or not, or whatever, all your comments will be well received. I'm going to send this out, if I get around to it, on my personal email. I'm going to send you the link to this, and then we'll sort of go from there. But anyway, you know, it used to be, in Norfolk, it used to be a great job, and I always said that the way that things worked in Norfolk when I was there was better than the other cities. You know, the fact that you guys go to the, well, I don't know what the hell you're doing now, since you are pimped out to Norfolk General, but before, you know, you would go out to the scene with the cops, you'd see the environment, be able to talk to all the people who were involved, and it was a really good way to do business. It really was. I have no idea what you guys are doing now, but I guess that's it. So you guys take care. I wish you well, and I hope that if anybody's listening to this, at least there's one or two of you who actually like the job and actually want to do the job and actually try to do the job well. You folks take care. Bye.